All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the show today. A lot of people have been sharing this with me, and we want to talk about it live. Why not? I'm gonna clear some other things up off my screen here. All right, well, we're gonna look at this story because this story is pretty bad. I don't really like what was happening with this in this video in the stream. If you feel that you must defend criminal behavior to be pro-black, exit the stream now. If you don't want to hear me talking about thugs who kill black people, if you don't want to hear me talking about the hood rat chicks who be with them, or the hood rat chicks that set up other young ladies to have harm put against them, leave the stream now. If you're going to start calling me coon for that, leave the stream now. Because the moment I see that word, or moderators see that word, matter of fact, moderators, if you see the word coon, sellout, or anything else for speaking about defending black people, block them. Because they don't need to be here. Just that simple. We don't need that. Those kind of people aren't productive in our society. But we'll wait a little bit before we get started on all that. I just wanted to make sure to set that precedent before we get started. And I don't even want to hear no talk about white folks today. I don't hear no talk about white folks. I've done stories today talking about racist white folks. We talking about black folks today. Because one thing about me, I'm balanced. I will talk about it all, because this story pissed me off. It sickens me to watch young people in our community just being snuffed out like this, and heinously at that. Well, Sister Punu 23, I know that. I'm just putting the disclaimer out before those show up. Because they're going to show up. Let me see if I don't know if this thing will work. I'm just trying some new things, guys. Nope, that's not going to work. We'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get in before we start playing the videos. Black Barbie Long, thank you for donating. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. We'll give people about another minute or so. I heard that, Lisette Palacios, I heard that. So-called friends. And I just had that same conversation with my daughter. My daughter's off to college now. And I told her, I said, listen, you don't know. Hold on. I got this thing on slow mode. Oh, yeah, good. I'm glad it caught that comment. You're out of here. Perfect. Now, before we get started with this today, and let's talk about the Houston Flood Relief Fund. I was on the phone with the marketing department of Costco today. I'm going to have a meeting with them tomorrow. They gave me a price for a whole pallet. An 18-wheeler full of water. They quoted me at $2,047. I think that's a good buy. I think we do need to purchase a whole truckload full of water. That's definitely going to be one of my purchases for sure with this fund, because people still need water. I saw a figure come out today that there's 99,000 people in the Houston area that has been displaced. And we know Florida is going to have issues as well. But we can only do, one thing at a time, and we're going to deal with that. We're probably going to do something for Florida, but right now we take care of at least the area I'm in first. They say for sure 800 people as of now. Homes are totally gone. You can't go back to it. So 99,000 people, some of these people from what I heard is being put out of shelters. So the needs are still great. So that's why I told you guys I want to hit the ground running. We got maybe about 7 days left on the fund. I thank everybody for joining the fun and everything. But I got to make sure all these things get out to the people. So the truckload, I think we're going to go ahead and get the truckload ordered. And I'm trying to get some brothers together to help me with that because, you know, they have to drop it off at Costco. So that means we're going to have to offload a whole 18-wheeler in some U-Hauls so we can start doing the work with that. So I will, you know, I've talked to 2 brothers about it so far, but I'm going to look for more definitely because we need the men to get involved and help out the community. So why is it blocking that? Hold on. That's like, okay, there we go. So that's where we at with that. I know, you know, Sister D and them say they need baby items, feminine products. You know, definitely need cleaning supplies, bug spray, because yes, the mosquitoes are just going crazy with all that. So, all right. So thank you. Egypt is ours 1. I appreciate that. So with further ado, let's get it. Now we're going to look at the very first video, which I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play up to the part that really it's about 3 minutes or so into it before they start playing all this music. But we're going to look at the Facebook video. They got a lot of detectives, you know, the Facebook detectives, the online detectives looking out. Now, this girl's going to wear some shades. Now, the girl in this video is not the one that got put in the freezer, but in her shades, you can see other people in the background. Now, this young lady had just got a job, 19 years old. She was celebrating her job, not celebrating getting out of jail. She was celebrating her job that she had just received at a nursing home. So she went out to celebrate at a party, I think on the 6th floor or so of the Crown Plaza Hotel. And she didn't come home. The friends called the mom and said they couldn't find her. The mom started looking for her and so on and so forth. We'll play video from the mom as well. But let's get it on here.
You funny.
This is the Facebook video. Keep an eye on the sunshades because you'll be able to see other things here.
Slow your roll, shorty.
This slow fucking. Let me see it. She played fucking Rick Ross. Let me see.
Did you see the shoes? There's some dude right in front of her though. You seen that?
Man, the phones ain't working. This weak ass connection here. Shut up. You steady talking to me. You want to get into it? Yeah.
Back and forth like she's doing.
That's Shemaya. My shit's turning red. You know I'm on this act like. No, we don't.
Yo.
Hi, that's nice. So it's not nice. Yeah, it's big, ain't it? I sure hope somebody come there. That's right.
Yeah.
It's you?
I just got the video.
What was that?
No, tough shit. All night.
You want to get to it? Hello.
Think she crazy.
Parking inside. It's the parking lot. It's a parking lot.
Motherfuckers can use them tickets a lot of times too. So you can go in.
Park at the parking lot.
If somebody else parking here, y'all just gotta let them use y'all shit.
You look pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you. That is hi, my kid. I told y'all. What you saying over there, Slick? What you say? What you say, Gail Smart?
I really need the weed, bro.
Damn, I just got the weed.
Did you just pass it and they just passed it back?
Let me see who you talking to. It don't matter. I'm putting my face on this one. Did you put any enforce in it?
1.5.
Charlotte weak ass connection. Hello. 9:26. 26.
You know, I need to go out to sea. Me too, sure.
What y'all finna do?
Who's that dude in the front? Yeah, Don, we stopped it because did you hear that little part? Let's back it up. Just real quick. We're gonna go back just a few seconds. Was that somebody screaming for help? She started the music. Let's back it up again. See if y'all catch that. What was that? What was that? We'll play it here for a second.
What the fuck? Ernisha ain't hit it. You got some money for me? Check it out. Yeah.
That's what I said. Maybe a call for help. We don't know.
What's up? You riding with me or what? You tripping?
Check it out. I told him that you told me to check it out. I mean, it's before that, bitch. Check it out. Hello.
Now, hold on. How is it they be having more phones than I have? That's what I want to know. They got like multiple phones. This chick live on one phone and calling and talking the phone on another one.
Like, check it out, my dogs pick me up, my dog 48, check it out, these hoes pick me up, niggas be these hoes on 8, these hoes beat me up. Where's boys, check it out, check it in, check it out, check it out, where's boys, check it in,
Now this video right here, so I can fast forward it for you guys so you can see. This video has something on here. It talks about how she was set up. I'm not going to sit up here and lower your brain cells more than what it should be. All right. So here we go. It says, here's some tweets they found online. It said Kenneka got set up by one of her so-called friends at a kickback in a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. So they putting out there that it was a setup. Let's continue going. All right, so they say there's a live video on a girl named Monifa Shelton's page, and you could just tell Ish was out of whack, and that's the video we started to look at there. In the live video, you can hear Kenneka tell some man, "I'm not drunk," and the N-word kept telling her to lay down. Yeah, that sounds like some thug. And the hotel looked like it was full of wild hyena hood rats. Yes, I'm calling out the wild hyena hood rats tonight. You don't like it? Don't watch the stream. Now, say around 3:09, which I kept rewinding. In the video, you can hear Kenneka say, "Help me," but it sounded like somebody was choking her. What do you think about that? Let's say we can fast forward to the next. It said every time Kenneka would say something, they turned the music up loud so you couldn't hear Ish. And didn't we just see that? They play the music, lower it down. Play the music like there was no reason to turn up that music if you're live streaming. Right? Let's see if I can back up it. It say they found Kenneka's body in the freezer at the hotel. Let's see if we can go back that up a little bit. I don't want to hear all that music playing. I say my bro say he saw some ish about B word named Monifa supposed to took $200 to set that ish up. She's supposed to work there, but he saw this on the book. So now they're saying that $200 was paid to some thug by a wild hyena hood rat to set this girl up. I told y'all, I don't know how many times before, let me go back real quick. I don't know how many times I told y'all about the wild hyena hood rats. Many times before. You better not, as a decent black woman, hang around the wild hyena hood rats. You'll get your life took. Because those wild hyena hood rats not celebrating a job. Understand that. And I told you the wild hyena hood rats and thugs go hand in hand. That's their enforcers. Most of them are simps anyway. They gonna do what those females tell them to do. They're ignorant. They're not anything that I want to attach myself in the black community to. Some of you sit there and give excuses for them. I don't, because it's way past time for excuses. This is what they do to our own people. We can't hate everybody else that do stuff to us, and we can't go after the black devils in our own community. We have to do that. Change some of my resolution real quick. Let's go back to what we were looking at. Hopefully this thing is $200. Is that $200 to take a life? $200. This is so stupid. Okay, so here's the link to the live video on Monifa Shelton's page. Listen very closely to the men in the background and Kenneka. All right. So you can see some men in the reflection of Monifa's glasses while she's recording. Whoever, I don't care, but the chick was recording. I don't care about names. She looked hood radish to me. All right. It said Kenneka drove her mom's car to the kickback. After she went missing, these MFers took the car back to her mom's crib. Boy. We have to start talking about those coons, because we talk about coons, right? But to me, you're cooning if you are thugging. You're cooning if you're killing black people, because you're doing the work of racists, right? Killing black people. Come on, let's talk about that. That's cooning too. All right, so they say we need to make it a trend to get justice for Kenneka. We found the hotel freezer. Her mother deserves closure. All right, sitting on Facebook Live while your friend is getting raped and murdered in the background, and turn up the music to drown out her cries for help. That's exactly what those wild hyena hood rats will do. That's why I told my daughter the other day, you better be careful who you're around. That's the exact thing I said. I said, them females will set you up to get raped and killed if you don't watch it, because they jealous of you. They're probably jealous of that girl. And because these wild hyena hood rats ain't got nothing in their life but Section 8 and food stamps, a bunch of baby daddies running around, on the system. They mad at a black girl for actually getting a job, having something in her life. Jealousy is the worst. Anyone that's jealous of you will kill you. Period. Don't hang around jealous people. Hold on, let's see here. Hold on, let me go check this out. And moderators, if you see anything stupid, make sure you get them out. We not dealing with that today. Jealousy is truly disgusting. It truly is. It's very demonic. But we have to talk about this. Let's go back to what we were looking at earlier and finish that off. Then we get to some news reports. You see they focusing in on those glasses right there? All people who's involved in this rape and murder: Kenneka Jenkins, murdered rape victim Irene Roberts, the girl wearing the glasses, hotel employee, aka the so-called friend who placed her in the hotel freezer, cut off the hotel cameras, watched the girl get raped. All three guys that raped and drugged her, you could see their jackets in Irene's glasses. Dion Hardiman, they alleged, I can't verify that's happened. Ty Sanders, Lerone, Young Fly, and Flash at Customs Bradley. Oh my God, y'all kill me with them names. I see them names on Facebook. I said, man, slim waist, cute face, using words like, I know I'm a bad B word. And I like, that's not your name. Jesus Christ. Monifa Shelton. And that's the ones that they say allegedly had to do with the whole crime. Now I'm going to put up here next. Let me get a screen capture real quick. Give me a second. I cannot stand them names. Y'all can see, y'all can call me what y'all want, but I love black people. If you defending this mess, then you don't love black people. You know different than Jason Whitlock and the rest of them.
Good afternoon. It is a horrific story that no one would want to believe is true, and the family of 19-year-old Kenneka Jenkins does not. Jenkins went out Friday night to celebrate a new job with her friends. Early this morning, she was found dead in a hotel freezer.
Terrible, horrified, crushed, humiliated.
Teresa Martin's emotions have plummeted from hope to horror in the last 36 hours. The West Sider was happy for her daughter Kenneka to celebrate her new position at a nursing home as she left with friends at 11:30 Friday night. 5 hours later, those friends told this mom that they couldn't find Kenneka.
I get a call at 4:34 in the morning from my daughter's friends that she left to go to one of her friends' gatherings.
She'd left her truck and cell phone with her friends, and they knew something was wrong given the hour.
My daughter don't stay out, all night.
Martin rushed to the Crown Plaza in Rosemont, where she says the staff was less than helpful.
We begging for help, and no one helped.
No, they were not allowed to see surveillance video, and the hotel even called police on them for disturbing the peace. Martin and her older daughter had gone knocking door to door looking for Kenneka.
Well, that's all I ask God, to let me back her alive.
When police got there, they were able to scan security video.
She was so weak. She was so drunk. Their exact words. His exact words. She was so drunk, so she couldn't hold herself up. She was holding on to the wall.
What cameras didn't capture was where Kenneka was eventually found, dead in a freezer in the hotel kitchen.
It's something that no one could ever imagine.
Martin says police told her that Kenneka staggered inside, laid down, and eventually died. The family doesn't buy it.
The freezer door is heavy. I worked in the cafeteria before. There's no way if she drunk and they see she's stumbling, so she don't have no strength.
I believe that someone in this hotel killed my child.
She says at the very least, if staff had helped her sooner, perhaps Kenneka would still be alive. Kenneka's family doesn't know how they will live without her.
My sister was my backbone. My kid's father passed 3 years ago. When I used to break down and cry, want to give up, she was there to tell me she got my back.
Rosemont police are looking into this as a death investigation. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office reports that the cause and manner of her death are pending further studies. As for the Crown Plaza, the hotel refers all questions back to the police.
All right. So that's that. We have to, first of all, always talk to our kids to be very street smart, and everybody's not your friend. And this is the bad thing about young kids, because I have them. That teenage stage, they think they know everything, and you can't tell them nothing, and you become the bad guy or you become the bad woman when you're trying to instruct your children on the right path. And unfortunately, when your kids think that they know what they're doing and hanging around these hood rats, it's bad business. These thugs out here are no earthly good. I don't have sympathy for them. And trust me, if I had my way, they wouldn't be on the streets, because I'll make sure to clean it up, because it's not right that innocent black people are crying like this behind a girl that's being murdered. Now, let me tell you something. I think it's utterly despicable to rape women, because it's too many women out here that's willing to have sex with you even on the first day now. So why do you need to rape anybody? Why do you need to drug someone and do that? And even as another woman, how can you sit there and set something like that up? How can you sit there and watch that or partake in anything like that? How? I don't get it. I don't understand that. We have some really deep-seated sickness within our own community. And some people will say, well, we shouldn't be talking about it. Well, if them folks talk about you, you want to say, well, they shouldn't be talking about us because they ain't got no place and they racist. And I get it. They don't have a moral high ground to speak a word about us, period. But a person like me, who come from the black community, who live in the black community all my life, born and raised there, know the intricate issues. Most of these dudes that's running around in our community doing this stuff, and the wild-hanging hood rats who support them, who sit there and just have baby after baby after baby with them, and this American government sit there and help them continue. Understand something. Notice those thugs don't go to the white communities doing anything. You know why? Because they're going to stop them from doing that. They allow the thugs to run around the black communities to rape, deal drug, and pillage. They allow it to happen because if they didn't have control of crime, how is it that the white parts of Chicago is safe? How? I'm going to tell you how. Because they make sure to police that the right way. But they don't want the black communities to be safe. And then if you want black officers to come in and actually do it, then that's a problem. When I was speaking with Captain Vance Keys of the Fort Worth Police Department, he said that he wanted a class of black officers. They made a deal about it. Said, what, you want an all black police department? Because he wanted a class of black officers. So they didn't want black people being police officers. They even go back and patrol their own communities. This is stuff I'm talking about. If you're going to have police, let black police officers go patrol their own communities and clean up the problems since they know what's going on in those communities. I've done many stories over the years about the wild hyena hood rat and what they do to our own community. How those hood rat women screw up little black boys and little black girls. And that's why our children are running amok. Then you have them, after desegregation, going around a whole group of people that's not our culture and taking on their ways as well. So you got psychological damage just coming from our own community. Then you're dealing with going around another culture that's a free-for-all, combining those two together, and it's a recipe for disaster for our children. This is why the decent black men and black women, when I have said many times, we must call for a major separation within our own. See, many people say separate from the racist Caucasian. That's one thing, but when we got to start first separating from our own. Everybody black ain't our brother and sister. We have some black devils out there in our communities, killing our people, killing innocent young men, innocent young women. There's no way that a girl getting a job and celebrating a job should end up dead, put in a freezer. Let me tell you something. You know our community is screwed up. See, back when I was growing up, certain crimes we would hear and we'd say, oh, you know who committed that crime? You know, certain crimes was what white folks do. Now, y'all black folks and caught up with them. Y'all mimicking them now. Y'all doing what they do. We ain't never heard nothing like that, killing a black girl and putting her in a freezer. You got this mother crying. Listen to the other sister. She stated that 3 years ago, she lost the father of her kids. I wonder how that happened. My thing is, how did the surveillance cameras not catch nothing? It had to be help from the inside. Now, those text messages and posts from the social media stated that that other girl worked there and she messed with the cameras. Yes, that's why you watch where you hang with. You watch it. Me, I'm a type of guy, I don't hang with everybody. I've never been that way. I have to really get to know you for me to be around you like that. I don't call people my friend too much. I'd rather stand alone any day than being around a crowd of people, because I'm always watching people, what they doing, how they looking, who they are. I don't trust I don't trust dudes on a good day. I don't. No dude I have a trust for. It takes a lot for me to have some trust for a dude. And look, I'm a black man. I can tell you, I don't trust a lot of black men. I don't trust them because they have this inherent jealousy about other black men. And black men know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a black man that's not out there thugging, or you're a black man and got yourself together, or you scaling yourself in a way, them same dudes gonna be your problem. Them same dudes gonna try to rob you and do something to you, so you can't be around them. This is why I was saying that what we need to do is we need to get to a point that we get together, and I've talked to other black people, man and woman, about this, and they all agreed to this. We need to all separate ourselves, get together, buy land, and rebuild subdivisions, build hospitals, build schools, build grocery stores, build lawyer's office, doctor's office, barbershop, beauty shop, nail salon, auto repair. Any little thing that we need should be right in our own community, built by our own hands, or hiring contractors to build a subdivision. If these folks do it all the time, we can do it. And one of the main rules in a subdivision like that, no thugging and no hood rats. If you got some thug or hood rat family, you keep them out of here. And we need to have our own police department, because many of these communities I've seen around Houston, especially at River Oaks where Joel Osteen stay, they got their own cops and everything right in there. C. Johnson, hey, I tell people my only friends that I have is very, very small and few, and they are good brothers and sisters. They are. We have similar interests and we think the same. If people don't have my interest, or if people aren't mature or don't have nothing going on for themselves, I can't be around them like that. It just don't work. You can't be hanging around certain people. If you a woman that has something going good for yourself, for instance, let's talk on a small scale. You're a woman, you a single, you got a good man now. You're happy in your relationship. You can't hang with some of them single friends you used to hang with, and all of a sudden now that female jealous of you because now you got you a man and he's actually a good man. Because some of them same females, and I've seen it so many times, are trying to do anything she can to break you up from your good man that you've been wanting for a minute. Or she be trying to sleep with the guy just to try to break you up. You got people that's not going to be happy when you get a job or get a degree or start a business or something major. This is why when people say why people change when they get to certain levels, you have to. You can't hang around certain people because they get mad with you and they get jealous with you. You want to probably stay certain friends with certain people. Maybe you want to help them pull up with you at the same time. Say, look, brother or sister, come on. I'm in a position. I'm about to pull you up. And you got some people that you could pull up and they'll be happy. But those people are far and few in between. I'm not saying everybody that don't have certain things or live a certain life is bad people. No, hell no. There's a lot of good people. More people are good than bad. Trust me. Even these so-called black communities they complain about, I'm going to say the majority of people, about 90% of the community is good people. You just got that 10% that's hell raising. No matter what community you go to, the majority of the people are going to be good people. They're not out there committing crimes. They're not. But when you get to certain points, sometimes your friends change because when you have people that's jealous of you and want to harm and kill you, you need to get with people that maybe let's say the job she had, celebrate her job and meet new friends at the job. Or you become a business owner where maybe your friends may need to start either owning businesses or something at that level because some people look, we are so screwed up by this system. We have an internal self-hate. We'll quickly be jealous against a black person, but you're never jealous against them white folks. Them white folks can buy a BMW, you won't get mad, or Mercedes. When white folks will buy big houses, you never get jealous of them. They can show out all in front of you. You think it's normal for them to have it, but if a black person get anything, you're pissed off. You rolling your eyes at them. If they say, hey, help me do something so I can even do something for the community, I ain't giving them my money. But you give all your money to the Red Cross, though, even though they probably drugging and stripping it up with your money, not giving it to the people at all, but you would rather give it to them. I'm sorry, we have to acknowledge that we screwed up people. I don't care you glowing about it fuels the black negative stereotype. It's already out there. See, you acting like them racists that say, well, if you talk about racism, you're going to cause more racism. That's what that comment says. It's people like that. It's why the black community stay where it's at. We can't progress. We have to talk about our issues too. We can't just keep pointing out racist Caucasians. That's an issue to talk about, but we got to talk about us too. How is it you got a problem in your household, your house right now? You want to talk about everybody else's problem. That's the problem with America as it is now. They want to go around trying to talk about everybody else's problem. They don't fix their internal issues and problems that they have right now in this country. And that's why they are falling from within. And even people in African nations say they see the decline in America because they so arrogant. Don't take the position of that Caucasian because it's not getting him anywhere. Stop mimicking him. Humble yourself and realize we as a community have a problem. Certain individuals are great. Certain individuals don't even do nothing near that. But understand, if people like this young sister is dying on the streets at the hands of these little thugs, then we all have a problem. I believe more so in the community mindset, not in an individual mindset. See, these folks tell you that you're individual. You don't have those problems. No, if we all have a problem, then we all should be part of that solution. I'm sick of that. Your brother, don't be using your platform to talk about black people like that. Man, keep banging on them white folks. Well, who else gonna talk about black people? I get more angry watching these 2-bit no good thugs and why the hood rats killing black people way more than the race soldier. Because you know we don't have nothing. How are you trying to rob somebody that don't have crap? What kind of criminal are you? You robbing for pennies? You know who got it, but you don't do nothing about that. You want to go terrorize black people who got enough terrorism against them from day one. Then you want to go rape the girls, rape the women. This is what you want to go do. Then these so-called women, I don't know why they fool with you. These women just as crazy as hell too. They chasing y'all, walking around here with your pants hanging off your behind. Some of y'all putting a belt on with pants almost down to your knees. That's why I tell any decent black man is not going to fool with no woman that sit up there and date that and procreate with that. Can't hold a job, don't know how to fill out an application, don't know nothing about resumes, don't know nothing about credit scores. Making babies here, there, and everywhere and not taking care of them. Then you have another generation of kids raised up underneath that same thug and why-hyena hood rat mentality, hell raising. And you want to talk about a negative black stereotype, those are the ones that's doing it. It's not the everyday brother and sister that's working. It's not the everyday brother and sister that's trying to do good in their community. They got brothers and sisters right now doing awesome things in the community. Very, very good things. And those people are a threat to those people. So yes, it is an issue and a problem. Our young kids need us to take a stand and stand up and say, we have to look, listen, let me tell you something. In every community, and I have talked to many African people as well, they don't celebrate the debauchery that we celebrate. We have created a climate to say it's okay to be a criminal, a thug. We celebrate that. We celebrate it's okay to be a hood rat. That's funny. At one point in time in our community, we would have kicked them out the family. They wouldn't have been around us. At one point in time in our community, if you would have got a girl pregnant, you marrying her or you getting out of the family. Going to jail, you getting kicked out the family too for being a criminal. We want to be embarrassed with you. You'll be sent to a whole nother state where nobody know you. We in our community, we'll sit there and celebrate. Listen to this. In our community, we'll sit there and celebrate a female having a kid with some thug that's not even with her and giving her a baby shower and say, oh, it's so great. She's having a baby. No father. But we celebrating that. I said to myself, don't you invite me to no baby shower like that, because I'm not going. Now, if it's a good brother and sister, they're having a baby together in a relationship, hey man, Phil, there, what you want, Phil gonna bring it to you. I want to celebrate your child coming to the earth. But doggone it, how I feel about the situation, this is not gonna go down. Well, at least with me. Call me whatever you want. But we gotta take a hard stance in our community. And I don't care. You say thug shaming. I don't stop taking the words of them folks. It's called right and wrong. Them folks come up with all kind of dumb words. So they, and some of y'all take their little words. Oh, fat shaming, thug shaming. Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. The way I grew up, you call out wrongdoing and you fix your behavior. And we as a community for too long have allowed crime. We have allowed us not to get educated, and we celebrate that. If them folks to this day can still say you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book, and it relates to be true, not because you can't read, because at one point in time you couldn't read because it was against the law with these folks. Now you can read all day and you don't want to. Some of you get mad at me because I won't give you the links to everything. I make a video, it won't take but 2 seconds to say, what was he talking about in this story? And Google it. That's why I don't give you everything. I want you to go Google it. I can give you every link I put up. But Google it sometime. Do some research yourself. Find out what I'm talking about. We got a messed up mentality in our community. Messed up. Don't tell me nothing about no white folks. Oh, they looking at us. Man, everybody looking at what we doing. I don't care about what they talking about. Who cares? They do crap too. I don't care about them. I'm talking about what we do at the end of the day. When we get 19-year-old girls drugged, raped, and thrown in freezers, come on now, we got to talk about this. Just like, was it a year or so ago, that little boy, Tyshawn Lee, little boy, getting gunned down by some thugs. Come on, I've done some heinous stories on this channel. And come on, let's keep it real. If that was some white boys did that to that girl, y'all be ready to tear the city up. If it was some white boys that shot up Tyshawn Lee, y'all be ready to tear the city up. But when it's black people, we don't want to tear the city up. Why? We want to tear the community. We don't want to do nothing. We want to say, man, don't be talking about that kind of stuff, man. I mean, you know, them white folks. Man, look, hold on. That's another thing I'm about to shut down right there. You just said that some can't get jobs due to disabilities. Man, it's a lot of people got disabilities. They got people with cancer. They got people with diabetes. They got people with all kind of stuff. And guess what? In my lifetime, they've gotten jobs. And they say, man, yeah, I'm sick. I got stuff going, but I got to work. I've heard black people say that. Then you got these immigrants jumping across the pond. They coming in here getting jobs. You American citizen. You should fight for them jobs more than anybody else. Nobody's not going to give you a job. No politician going to give you a job. I don't care if you got a president in there that's, like this of a black president. He still ain't not going to give you a job. You got to get it how you live. You know how you sit up there and go get them Jordans? That's how you got to go get a job. Just like that. You know when them Jordans come out, you know when the next Apple phone come out, you know when the next Samsung phone come out, and you're there and you getting every last one of them. So that hood rat had 2 phones. Working hard don't hurt nobody, and working smart is even better. Sometimes you in situations like that, some people say, well, what's the solution? Man, if I was stuck in that, I'll just say, you know what, man, I'm about to get on a bus or I'll take my car and I'm about to just go somewhere and I'm going to start over. It is what it is. It's better me to start over somewhere else than to be here. Because sometimes you got to leave. Like me, I had to leave Port Arthur, Texas to do something. Everybody that live in Port Arthur, Texas usually got to leave that place to do something. Because you stay in Port Arthur, Texas, your life most of the time not going to amount to nothing. Well, what are you going to do? Go to church, eat, get into trouble, make babies? Well, what are you going to do in Port Arthur? I love my family in Port Arthur. I love the people in Port Arthur and Beaumont. That's my hometown area. But you can't really do much unless you work at the plant, the prison. That's about the only thing you can do. The mentality is that's why when I say at Harvey, when they hit Port Arthur, it's harder for the people in Port Arthur because it's a certain way of life down there. It makes it much harder than the people here in Houston. Just an hour and a half down the road, but yet the mentality is different. And even the racism is different. And I can say in Port Arthur, the racism is a little bit more than Houston. I can say that. But the opportunities to make it here is a lot better than other places. And it is our responsibility to make it in life. And if you're not making it where you live in, then you need to go. I'm not going to sit up and stay in one area and my kids is not safe in these schools, or my kids in a school that's failing them, or the neighborhood is bad. As a parent, it is your job, number one, to protect your children, period. And if the police won't do their job, and if I don't know, I heard Chicago, the gun laws are crazy. I know here in Texas, everybody usually try to arm up here. The gun laws are lax. That's a blessing. And you don't have a bunch of shootings and all the other places. Like talking about. Well, you said about let me tell you something. I remember them brothers. What is that? The Detroit 300. I posted a video about them brothers. Them brothers going into the communities and trying to do everything they can to stop the hood rats and the thugs. And do you know that one of the hood rats was trying to get them brothers in trouble because they was going there being effective in the community, helping clean the community up. And then one of them thugs ended up killing one of them too. And all they was doing was going into the black communities and trying to do good for the community. That's all they was trying to do. So when people even try to go help, you want to do something to them. But you know what? Them folks walking there, you ducking your head. You're just some slaves. You're scared of them folks. All that jaw jacking y'all do in that comment section, y'all won't jaw jack with them folks like that. Y'all know y'all would. Anything I say to their face. Most people that know me, what you see is what you get. That's why I don't say certain things y'all say, because some things y'all say is not realistic. Some of y'all run around here, all this name calling and but you don't want to talk about what's happening in our own community though. You don't. I have children. I don't want nothing to happen to my children. And yes, I need to use my platform to talk about it all. Yes, I need to talk about when racism happens to us. Sure, I definitely need to talk about that. I need to talk about the government doing things to us. Yes, and I'm going to do that. Race soldiers. Yes, I'm going to continue to do that. But we definitely got to sit up here and talk about what's happening within our own community, because they're not going to talk about it the way I would talk about it, because they don't have a vested interest in that community. They don't. You say life in prison for those chicks? Yes, life in prison for those chicks. All of them need life in prison. Throw away the key. I can see the problem is with American prisons. Well, you have too much corruption. That's really the main problem, because there are people in prison that shouldn't be there on nonviolent offenses. You shouldn't have them people locked up in no jail. The ones who do videos like this and do things to put people in freezers, you need to send them over there with Kim Jong-un and let them go do their hard labor over there in North Korea. That's what you need to send them with. If you're talking about standing up to the thugs, the only way you're going to have to do that is, listen, power respects power. If you don't know anything else, remember that. If you stand up to the thugs, you must be armed. It's just that simple. Power respects power. And you have to be more armed than they are and have more numbers than they are. And they're cowards at the end of the day. So if you show up with tactical gear, vest, AR-15s, handguns, etc., and you have maybe about 1,000 brothers show up in that neighborhood all armed up, of course, then folks gonna protect the thugs quicker than that's the bad part about us. We could actually go do that. We could all get armed up and ready to go. There's a lot of brothers right now ready to go clean the communities up. They're itching to do it. They want to do it. But them folks prevents us from cleaning up our own backyard because they don't want us to sit up there and get like them. Them white folks got militias all over the place. You know what? We need to start a black militia. Why not? They got these 3%ers and everybody else running around in a militia. You don't shut them down. Why can't you have a black militia? Or they'll try to find a way to break up the black militia. They don't want us to have one. That's why I said you got to separate yourself with that whole situation, because them folks like the debauchery in our community. They okay with the drugs going in. They okay with black people being killed. They just contain it. You remember I posted a video a while back where this Caucasian man that was in the military stated about with black people in African nations and even here at home, they just are used to contain it to those areas. Just make sure it don't spread out. Remember he said that we want to make sure that the violence don't spread to white Africa. Remember he stated that? And many of y'all say, white Africa? I don't know if you remember that guy saying that. It's the same thing here. They want to contain the violence to those areas. Just make sure it don't spill over to the white areas. It's not about containing it. It's about using the taxpayer dollars to stop it. And then those who are trying to do something about it, usually you got the race soldiers. They're taking aim and killing black people who aren't thugs. That's the thing. The race soldiers don't even kill the thugs. Have you noticed that? The race soldiers don't put guns to the heads of the thugs. Have you noticed that? Every time I'm doing stories of a black man or a black woman getting killed by the police, it's always good black people, hardworking black people. It's never somebody that was known to kill up a bunch of black people. Have you noticed that? I'm not saying they don't do it, but most of the time it's always good black people that these race soldiers are killing. And my thing is like, why don't you go after the ones that's doing the crap that you saw in this video? Oh, but since they're so scary, they're afraid they're going to probably shoot back at them. So they'd rather go harass a good black man or a good black woman. You say, oh, but it does spread to white areas. Well, yeah, because the white areas got a bad drug problem. And y'all be looking for drug dealers to give y'all the heroin and crystal meth and etc. So, yeah, but it's not just one city. Let's not just put it in a Chicago now. I'm talking about a whole. It's not just because I'm not the media that's going to say Chicago is the problem. No. I'm talking about the whole mentality of thugs. I'm talking about the whole mentality of wild honey and hood rats. I'm talking about the whole mentality of us not demanding our kids be educated. I'm talking about the whole mentality of celebrating single mothers and going to baby showers with single mothers, having child after child after child with different men. I'm talking about the whole shebang. Not just one city, because that's not fair to throw all the blame on Chicago, Illinois. And you have to understand the only reason Chicago, Illinois came up was because of Barack Obama and Bill O'Reilly and them racist Republicans. They want to just talk bad about black people, so they're going to focus on Chicago. There's many other cities that got problems too. Well, yes, I know about the meth issue, but that's their problem. I don't care. I'm talking about what we doing. I can't fix their problem. They got enough people. They got a government. They got a military. They got all the money in the treasury in the world to fix their problems. And if their problem's still not fixed at that point, shame on them. I'm talking about what we do. Yeah, these hyenas and thugs, they're a problem. You know, I know some people saying, you know, about taking calls. I don't know. I ain't really set up for that today. I was just aggravated. I was extremely aggravated. That's why I say, you know, I'm in my t-shirt today. I mean, I was taking care of business, and I said I'm gonna turn on the camera and just go with it, because I just pissed off about the whole situation. This particular shirt you can get in our Teespring store. The link will be in the description box. If you want to buy a shirt, you know, greatly appreciated. Shirts do help support the show. Well, let them be pissed off at you, man. You don't celebrate that. I'm not going to celebrate that. I told all my kids that if you don't have kids the right way, I'm not celebrating it. Because I didn't show you that kind of lifestyle. Philip didn't walk around here impregnating every woman he saw. I said that I would not have a child unless I was married to that woman, unless I was willing to give that woman my last name. And I can say that's my track record. I know some brothers out here I work with this one brother, never forget him. 13 kids and the same age as me. And he was complaining about child support. And I looked at him and like, bruh, you really complaining right now? I said, you didn't figure that out after child maybe number 3? You want to get mad 10 kids later? That's not responsible just to be walking around here just having kids, male and female. It's not responsible. And yes, it hurts the men financially and it put the men in jail, but it ruins the woman's life more than anything. That's why if I was a woman, you couldn't sit there and get me to have no kid unless I was married. Hell no. Because who's going to be stuck with that kid all day? that woman. That woman ain't gonna be able to have a life. She ain't gonna be able to go out with her friends. She can't take certain jobs because of that kid, because nobody be there to watch that kid. No, look, kids take two people. Trust me. The teenage years is hard. Oh my God, the teenage years is hard. When they little kids, like little 2, 3, 4, little kids, man, they awesome. Cherish that time, because when they get teenagers, they think they know everything. They asking you for this or that. Take me here, take me there. My friend this, my friend that. Always on the cell phone. You know how kids are. They stay in the room all day. You don't see them unless they want to come out and eat. They think they know everything, and they don't know nothing. I don't know what is it about that age. They think they know everything until they become an adult and they see what you try to tell them, and then the real world slap them in the face. And then they come back and tell you, you sure told me that. I'm like, yeah, I know. Real world had hit you in the face, didn't it? You say put a ring on it for us women. Well, at the same time, sister, women got to be in a position to be deserving of that, and pick the right men as well. Because I know people, and I've talked to some women who had children with drug dealers. And I asked them, why would you do that? I was stupid. I thought the money they had is what got me. And user asked, what was your father? No fathers. They look at these men to give them things like a father. One thing I like, and people get mad at me, and I'm cool with that because I like to tell the truth. One thing I respect about the Nation of Islam is that MGT class that they have. I respect that about them. That Muslim girl training class. They teach those women everything you need to know to be a woman. I think that should be something that should be mandatory in the black community. And we really need a black man training class too, to teach you every step of the way how to be a black man in America and deal with every aspect of being a man. We really need that because a lot of us just don't know. And as a man, you should have more things on your plate to know than even the women. I mean, a man will be silly. I tell most men don't even have children until you really set up. And I think earliest maybe 28 years old if you set up, but preferably 30 if you start having children. Because if you were smart, that would give you enough time to actually go to school, get a trade, or even start your career early enough. By the time you get to 28 to 30, you should be well off in your career enough and set up where you can deal with a family, because families cost money. And as a man, you should never be underneath the skirt of a woman, men. And what I mean by underneath the skirt of a woman is this: a woman should never provide for you a home. She can help you pay the bills, but she don't supposed to be providing a home for you. She don't be supposed to provide a car for you. You're a grown man. It's better to ride a bike that you own than sit in a car a woman paying for. Because the woman get pissed off at you, the first thing she's gonna say is, my car, I paid it for it. You know why? Because it's out of order. You're supposed to be providing for yourself and whoever else. You ever heard that statement? A man buys a house, a woman makes it a home. Some men run around in our community talking about, well, these women don't submit. If you're not showing yourself to be a person to submit to, why in the hell are they going to submit? If you don't pay bills, why a woman going to submit to that? If you don't provide a place to stay, why would a woman submit to that? If you're not protecting the family, why would she submit to that? You must be worthy of submission. What's in your pants don't make you a man. You have to earn that woman's trust by showing her being consistent. Like I say, be Michael Jordan fourth quarter consistent in your life. Then that would get that woman to trust you. Then that woman would submit to your leadership because she would think in her mind, wait a minute, he's always consistent. So I could submit to him and let him lead. But some of you brothers don't know how to lead. And some of these women got more leadership skills than you. And then some of these women are being mamas to you. And then that's why they don't respect you either. Women that's being your mama, they gonna cheat on you too. I hope you know that. Because women get tired of being your mama. They're going to try to go cheat on you with a man that's actually a real man. A man who's actually providing for himself. A man that take care of his credit score. A man that takes care of his business or his career. Women not attracted to a man they babying or overrunning either. Even if this woman overrunning you, she'll get tired of that crap. So that's what I'm saying. We need classes for the women. We need classes for the men, because we really need to be taught. Because we like the scriptures teach, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And that's our biggest problem in our community, is lack of knowledge. And them folks, don't expect them folks to give you no knowledge. They not. They love to see you in dysfunction because they take all the money from you because you're not paying attention to what they're doing. Because if you focus more on education, more on family building, more on finance, every black person in America, give you some game right now. If you got a job, right? There's no way you should not be putting money in your 401k if you have a job. Matter of fact, you should be able to max out that 401k much as possible. If your job gives you 3 to 5%, then match at least the 3 to 5%. Work that job a few years. Then that's what you do. I'm giving you some financial gain right now. Buy a home. Now you say, well, how can I do that? That's expensive. If you put that money in that 401k like I'm telling you, and wait about 4 or 5 years and stack your bread up in that 401k, then when it's time to buy that house, you can pull from that 401k and don't spend a dime out of your money to put down a down payment and closing costs. That's an easy way to do it, because some people can't come up with that kind of money. But if you work a few years and put money in that 401k and take care of it, same thing with your credit. You can get your credit fixed and take care of your credit. It's wrong for a grown man, a grown woman can't go out and go get a cell phone because your credit messed up. Or you're getting a credit card with 21% interest because your credit messed up. As an adult, you're supposed to take care of your credit. All these jokes that these comedians have made, black people got bad credit. That's not funny. It's funny at first, but as I really think about it, it's sad, because it shows we're not good stewards of our money. And what about your child that's in college? I have a child in college. Oh, I need this and we need, okay, well, we need to be in a position to try to help her. I don't want my daughter to even struggle like I struggled. I want her to become that nurse and that doctor that she want to become one day. So I want to try to do everything I can to help her do that. Put her and all my kids in a position so they can continue to build upon a legacy. And that's the thing in our community. We need to build legacy. There's no reason that your children should be burying you for looking on GoFundMe to bury you. That's embarrassing too. These black folks doing that. You're getting on the freaking GoFundMe asking to be buried. You can get $100,000 insurance for about, well, I think maybe $25 a month. As many brothers and sisters or whoever's selling life insurance. It's no excuse. Pay the $25 a month, at least. Or if you want a $50,000 policy, it's not that much either. Get it. My grandmother always said that you always have you some life insurance, because you never know when the good Lord ready for you. And you don't want them burying you with a cup. I get sick and tired of seeing these GoFundMes. I need $10,000 to bury somebody. Come on, man. Get some life insurance. It's not that expensive. It's not going to break the bank to get life insurance. If you take that money you was going to spend on them Jordans to get some life insurance, if something happened to you, then your kids won't have to worry about you. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know what, etc. Yeah, you're right. They do spend more money on BS a month than that. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you say these Facebook funerals are beyond exhausting. It's mainly for the urban pharmacists. They should have used their money to buy some insurance. Exactly. Okay, one person say, you know what? While we're talking about it, let me research it. Let's go. We're gonna look for some insurance. Let's see here. Let's give me a second. We're going to look for, Most funerals, let's say a $25,000 policy. We're gonna look for a whole life at that. $25,000 a whole life insurance policy. There we go. All right. I just want to see how much they run. Go in current window. Let's see here. Now I see one. If you want, let's say if you want $100,000, this was State Farm. You are paying, that's whole life insurance. Actually, is that the Illinois? No, let me go. Let me go to my area. I seen something that say if you want to pay for $100,000 policy, you pay about $78 a month, and that's for $100,000. Now, that would actually pay for your insurance, okay, and also leave a little money to your kids when you pass away. I mean, because a normal insurance policy, insurance maybe what, $10,000 or so. But if you want to get 25,000, get 25,000. I would say 100,000 because you want to leave your kids with a little money. What did they say? How much that was a month? Let me back up. I'll just research this for you guys so you'll know. They got insurance policy, it's like I thought, $25 a month. 25. So guys, listen, let's take care of our household, take care of our children. These thugs and YN and hood rats, we got to keep exposing them. I hate to see this sister crying, this family crying behind some thugging, but that got to stop. And we got to, you know, also us here got to do a better job at reporting on these thugs and YN and hood rats. You know, of course we used to do that all the time, but we got to get back to it because I'm sick of it. I hate it. And, you know, any developments, let me know. I'll make sure to check it out with this particular story. But you guys make sure to, you know, subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed, because many of you watching is not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Help us with the Houston Flood Relief Fund. Join us on Patreon as well for $2 or $5. I've been promoting that because, you know, we're trying to raise funds for the Houston Flood Relief Fund. But thank you for joining me tonight. I know this was an impromptu stream, but it's just annoying to see these things happening in our community. So see you next time.